Okay. All right, so we complete the exercise from yesterday. So Charlie, first, may I continue? So number 7, how do you read the answer? You read the full sentence, then you give the answer.
Number 7. Ein intensive course begins in act. Yeah, act.
Intensiva, not intensive. Intensiva is masculine, they are course.
Yeah.
So intensiva course begins on act. Yeah. On act. Number act.
Number 8. Keine praktische Lösungen funktionieren hier.
Ja, but aber plural noun. Lösungen, no solutions. So no practical solutions. So plural noun. And I said all plural nouns when they are used with the definite articles, or like even possessive article, kind. These version they all function as for definite, just like definite articles. Okay, so kind of practitioner. Keine praktischen Lösungen funktionieren hier. Like no practical solution like is applicable. Okay. Yeah. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So number act.
Number 8. Ein strenger Chef hat mir geholfen.
Is it my verse? Was my verse?
Strenger.
Yeah, my strenger. Okay. Strict. My strenger chef hat mir geholfen. My strict boss. Streng means to be strict. Oh, this letter is so strong. Okay, yeah, that's too strict. Number 10, which which love are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, today it's just you and Anna so because Karen is in the car and she says she comes up and so me productive there. You're finished your reading, so yeah, so number 10.
Please a minute. I can't see. But okay, Abba. Dein second. Dein alter Laptop startet nicht. Oh.
Dein alter Laptop startet nicht. Ja. Nummer 11.
Unser geduldige
Yeah.
geduldige, I read that trainer or that is the trainer.
Yeah, yeah. It's their trainer. It's like a dude, trainer, erklärt alles gut. Okay. Our patient trainer explains everything well.
Eure sportlichen Freunde wollen mitmachen.
ja, sportlichen, because plural. Sportlichen. Freunde. Freunde wollen mitmachen. Ja.
Sein neues Handy.
Sein neues Handy. Let's langsam. It's loading slowly. Okay. It's loading slowly. Laden means to load. Okay. But when it's like when it's attached to different prepositions, then they form different meanings. So we have what aufladen means to charge, einladen means to invite, and sometimes to load in. Okay. Yeah. Ausladen. We have plenty of them. All right, vierten. So when the possessive articles are used, okay, when possessive articles are used, possessive articles, kind, yeah, they function as indefinite article. Okay, that's why we are saying my chef. Okay, my chef. When we say my chef, like it's assumed that it's difficult for you to know that, like basically chef is masculine. Okay, but because the chef was in use, we want to know, like, is the chef masculine? Because normally, if you would have said the chef, the strenge chef on the R, when you use the definite article, then what the R is already what with the der. Okay, so there's no need for you to bring the R at the end of what the adjective. So it's what der strenge, okay, on the R. But when the der, the definite articles are not used, okay, then something needs to show that when, like, these okay, these are function as definite article. These are like the R goes to the these are the R goes to the fail share. Yeah, so actually, so it's actually the possessive article. That's possessive articles functions as indefinite articles, ein, and yeah, so in those cases too, the how do you call it, the DADs are not used. Okay, so when you use the possessive article, then the adjectives need to take the endings of what the DAD does, provided is what is in the what nominative or accusative. Because an accusative masculine changes, but dative everything changes. Okay, yeah, so do you get the explanation time, right? I'm saying that when the DAD does is used, automatically we get to know that this now is what a feminine now is a plural, it's a plural nomen, it's a what nomen. Okay, the does, like, we get to know it easily. But then when the indefinite articles are used, that is the I or eine. Okay, it's difficult to know because both masculine and neuter uses ein. Okay, then feminine uses eine. Okay, yeah. There's no problem with feminine because eine will still take an e and then e ending. Okay, yeah. But with masculine and what's neuter, when the ein is used, we need to know. So the ein, the ein used is the noun is the noun a masculine nomen, or is a noun what, and how do you call it? A neuter noun. Okay, so then the adjective will take what the ending, depending on the case. So when it's in the nominative, then it will be what ein, the er goes to what the adjective, then the noun will follow. So you what ein strenger man, okay, a strict man. Okay, when the ein is used to and an adjective is used to describe the noun, we are talking about a phone, I say ein handy. But if I want to say an old phone, because that wasn't used, then the s has to go to what the adjective. So what ein altes handy. This is a nominative. When you go to the accusative, it's the same for what neuter. It doesn't change, but then masculine changes. Okay, that's when the masculine will take what en for both what the einen and what the maybe I see a nice man. Is there einen netten man? But I'm saying when I'm saying I see an old phone. Sehr ein altes Hand is still the same in nominative because only what under accusative, only what masculine what changes. Okay, the rest remains the same. So the feminine, I see an old woman is in the nominative, maybe an old woman is coming, eine alte Frau kommt. Okay, yeah, it doesn't change. Okay, the same thing. I see an old woman say eine alte Frau. Okay, but nominative, accusative, dative, and what genitive, always the plural nouns in all cases. When there's an adjective describing a plural noun, it takes what an en ending. That's why in this case, this is the kind of practitioner losing it took what the practitioner took what an en now, because the kind it basically is like, see, there's no key. We only add the k to the I to form negation for masculine and what neuter. Okay, then we add the k to eine to form what negative for what the feminine noun and plural noun. Okay, so basically it still functions as what I. So once it's not used, then so when I want to say no old phone is on the table, then what kind altes handy is still functioning like the ein, because the kind, the k is doing nothing, but basically we just see our ein. So once the ein is still there, it's not indefinite article, so that the ending has to go to what the adjective. Do we get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the kind, the possessive articles, they also function as what indefinite articles. The possessive, the mine, sign, yeah, because basically just ein for sign. There's still what ein. Okay, just the sign, the s is being attached to I. So es still functions as what like ein and kind. Okay, so still you need to show what even the nominative, depending on the case, the adjective has to take what the ending of the DFD that's of the proposed noun. Okay, yeah. So fear 10 will be what?
Yeah.
Schwarzes.
Schwarzes Kleid sieht toll aus.
Schwarzes.
Unser
Yes.
name.
It's the same thing. They're all possessive. Because unser is our all possessive articles, because it doesn't show the does, because we use the same for all. We don't use there for what, no, there is for what is fixed to masculine. But then possessive articles, the mind is still the same, because my lamp, my phone, my heart, what, we are still using the same mind. So then the adjective describing the mind something needs to take the ending, so that we will know that this mind, although it's a mind thing, that this now I'm talking about, which belongs to me, is what is a masculine now. It's a what now. Then the adjective will take the ending. Okay, so basically because the der isn't used, but the welche, the diese, they function as what? The definite article. So if I'm saying der man, it's what dieser man, this man. The arrow goes to what the this. So that dieser man. It's just like the definite article. Okay. Yeah. But the possessive, the kind, they function as indefinite articles.
Good now. So welche and diese functions as definite articles.
Yeah, they are definite. Yeah, they are definite articles. Welcher, dieser. I want to add jeder, but jeder, no, or you're mad to some extent, but I'll add it anyway. But basically, welche, because you don't use every jeder for plural, that we use alle for plural. So like, okay, I'll take the jeder out, but the welche and diese, they are fixed. They function as the DD does. So if I'm saying this phone is old, but dieses alte handy is out. It doesn't make sense. This old phone is old. But then I just wanted to use an adjective to like, so that you know how it works. Just like the DD. When I say that this phone is old, or let me say that's the old phone is the old phone function. Right? That's alte handy funktioniert. When I'm saying this old phone works or functions, then this is alte handy funktioniert. They are just like the definite article, but the rest, the kind, the mind, the possessive articles, the eine, they all function as what? The indefinite article. So then the adjective needs to take the endings of what? The noun. Now, all right. So
Klar.
was?
Wichtiges.
Wichtiges
Oder?
Projekt. Yeah, but you have to read the full sentence. Ihr wichtiges Projekt.
Startet morgen. Morgen.
Ihr wichtiges Projekt startet morgen. Und hier?
Ihre ungarischen Gäste kommen später. Oder?
Yeah, sorry. What did you say? Sorry. Yeah, you said? Ihre was?
Ihre ungarischen.
Ungarisch. Ungarisch. They're Ungar, the Hungarian. Yeah.
Gäste ist
So,
plural. Oder?
you said? Yeah, it's plural. It's der Gast. Then the Ungarischen. I don't know.
Ja, ungarischen. It's me, so what is it?
Ungar, like Hungary, the country Hungary, yeah, like the Hungary, like the people from Hungary, yeah. So it's their gast, okay, their gast. Then the plural is the Gäste. All right, so here 17. Dieser der Bus fährt nicht weiter.
Diese Kapitel.
Ja, diese kaputte Bus fährt nicht weiter. This broken bus, or depending on your, it's not driving any longer. It's not continuing to drive. Then here, acting. Fast.
Let me try. Diese große Datei lässt sich nicht öffnen. Am I correct?
Yeah, sorry, my mouse, Nani. Yeah, so you said these,
Große
yeah.
Datei lässt sich nicht öffnen.
Yeah, this is a große Datei. The Datei is the data, okay? Like plural data, a singular data. Yeah. Datei lässt sich nicht öffnen. It's not letting itself to be opened. Lassen. I have to teach lassen. Lassen is an important German verb and it doesn't function it's function like it has different functions. Like it's yeah. I have to teach lesson. Please write it down. I need to teach lesson and there's also an important verb in German, just like lesson. I had it in mind. Okay. But you write it down. Forgotten. Okay. Forgotten. Yeah. So the next one.
Next one, dieses Landes Formula ist kompliziert.
Yeah. Dieses lange. Yeah. Lange. Diese lange Formular ist kompliziert. Ist echt kompliziert.
Ja,
Ja. Oh yeah. Yeah, next answer actually. First one.
Please, I have a question.
Yeah.
You were saying that apart from the definite articles, the dear D does, when we have other articles like possessive articles, we use the adjective is going to be affected by the article or the gender of the noun. Yeah. So if the noun is preceded by a demonstrative article like the diese, is the adjective going to go under declination?
Yeah, like basically your adjective undergoes declination because in this, even in this sentence, in this gross, in this language, in this der neue Junge, like basically that's not the original form of the adjective. The original form, the infinite form of the adjective has no e, but then when you are using it to qualify and now it takes what an e. Okay, then the ending will depend on the case. Like what you add, if you have to add something to the e or you are not to, yeah. But then, just like you said, the dieses welche these welche function just like the BAD does. Okay, so the es for das is attached to the this. Okay, so basically you have your s here, you have your das here, so there's no need for you to add what the s. Do you get it? So if you have been which form it will have
Yeah.
welches alte handy. Okay, because the S is already attached to what the D's and welche and also jeder, like I was saying, jeder is sometimes complicated, but jeder also functions like the DD does. Okay, yeah. So this for this example, every written test is difficult. Okay, the test is masculine, it's clear test. Okay, so jeder is functioning here just like the decent version like the D does. So the R for the DR goes towards the jeder. Okay, so here you only have to add what your E. So jeder schriftliche, huh? Jeder schriftliche Test ist schwierig. Okay, every written test is difficult. Klar? Yeah.
So if I understand, when it's preceded by the diese, jeder, irrespective of the gender of the noun, the adjective will have an e. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, but depending on the case, so here it's in the nominative. That's why. If it has to, if
Okay,
these
that's
are
fine.
version there also being what accusative, then maybe I um for this maybe I have to say I see this old man. Is there a decent alpen man? Because it will be it's normally it's what these are man. Okay, so I see this man, but is there a decent alpen man? Okay, they also undergo declination, just like because it will do a dear man, you change to a den man. So basically, decent, these are man also change to decent man. So it depends on the kid. Where share man, when you say which man do you see? To what? Welchen man siehst du? Because although the welche is still starting the sentence, but you are performing the action. which man do you see? So it's basically we're saying you see which man. So the which man, but then it's the W question. So you have to start the sentence with what? The W questions. That's why the verb is starting, but then it's still in the accusative, depending on like how you form the sentence. Okay. Yeah. So like they just like der goes to dame. They also changes case just like the der. That's welche diese und der. Okay. Welche diese jeder. Yeah. Okay, so we have welcher, dieser, jeder. Okay. Then der. Then we have den, wer, welchen, diesen. Then jeden. Yeah. Then we have jedem, diesem, welchem, dem. Just like der, just like the der. Okay. Yeah. And I did with some of these I say they are used to this, how do you call it? Like they how do you call them? This social feeling vinegar, like quantitative words. Mommy English, you took your English seriously. But these quanti I said quantitative like quantitative day. Like social feeling vinegar manche by the mere vinegar as a quantitative. Like it doesn't live, but I'm saying that some of them has influence. Okay, some function has I want to know your answers. What do you guys have for social?
Um, creat creative, oder?
Yeah. Kreativen, yeah. 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 Social here is such creative exercises are fun. Like they create fun, are fun. Yeah. So here the social such also function as deity does, just like jeder diese, but who is and they dig. Yeah. So like this here, social, manche also function like mansion works both ways. You can either use it as ein in the definite article or indefinite, but like Ukraine said, they shouldn't be here. Okay, they shouldn't be here. No problem. But literally, they shouldn't be here in aid to exercise. I didn't like notice it, but they have to be taught differently. It's called oh in English, we like it's used to like describe they are I've forgotten that let me see if I can get to the name. Yeah, do you want to tell us? Do you know it?
Yeah, let me try.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Viele younger.
Ah,
Huh?
speak German. Speak German. We don't have younger in German.
He said,
Oh, I
I,
thought
I, I,
you were giving us the topic for the
hello. I didn't hear what you
yeah.
said, Orabi.
Okay. You said
You
younger,
said
and I'm saying we don't have younger in German.
younger. Younger.
Ulrich. Ah,
Younger.
yeah. So, is that Ulrich? So,
Hey, younger.
I want to
Viele
get the topic.
Junge, the Weber, and
Junge. Why
Shining
younger?
Heute.
It's plural.
Plural.
Yeah. How do I
Okay.
listen?
Viele
Yeah. So
Jungen.
so it's the verb, okay? The verb, like that. the applicant. Okay, yeah, and the plural is just, it's the same spellings. The plural is die Bewerber. So here, always, if you are not sure in written sentences, you can also judge the gender of, like, because example, you have das Thema and the plural is so what die Thema. Okay, so always for such sentences, you have to pay attention to what the the case of, sorry, not the conjugation of the noun. That will help you to know whether the verb is what in the singular phase there or what is the plural form of what the noun, the behavior. So a shining is to appear, to a shine. A shining means to appear. So viele junge. Okay, I was saying it's junge. Okay, but you thought it was junge. Okay, I get you now. So viele junge Bewerber, a shining heute, klar. So indefinite determiners, yeah, determiners, quantifiers, yeah. They are called quantifiers, yeah. So like each of them, like they some of them functions as the DAD does. Some also functions just like the 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 indefinite articles. Okay, yeah. So like I say, like they shouldn't be here because basically you have to teach it first before we use it in examples. Because like each of them be an all right. But the 21 wasn't mentioned, or okay, yeah. So yeah, so Zosh is such, is Zosha, it functions like yeah, so when it functions like daddy does, you know. Then feel feel I think both ways. You can either say viele Junge because viele is what comes plenty plural now. It's used to qualify plural now. Okay, it's a quantifier for plural now. So viele, it can be viele Jungen or the viele Junge. Okay, but then like take it right now, like always use the normal one, viele Junge, because it's basically just take it as it's not a deity. That's okay. That's why you are using it like that. So, but it works. We can either use. Yeah, I think so. Then vinegar. Vinegar is what? Vinegar. Few technical people understand that. Technische. Yeah. Viele technische. Vinegar. Yeah. Vinegar technische. But manche also functions like was I saying definite articles? No, indefinite articles. No, yeah, indefinite articles. So like in this case here, the manche, zosha, yeah, they function as indefinite articles. It's crazy because sometimes they say zosham, zoshan, but then like I'm saying, like it will be taught so like we will group them correctly, but you know they are dosh and iron and like I even agree with you because we are not teaching the particular topic, but then they have influence. Some functions like definite article, some functions as indefinite article. But manche, yeah, you can either use manche as definite article or indefinite article. So if I'm to use definite article here, then it's what plural because some is plural. So I will say what manche. So then but then the personalization will take what an en. Do you get it? But then as we don't have for indefinite article, we don't have a people like a questions. Okay, so basically it functions like manche functions as a DAD does. So it's what manche resolution. You know. Don't worry, like you go by it's like it's a topic on its own, so you go by it. Manche resolution fragen. Okay. Yeah. It functions as a DAD does. Yeah. Here's a plural noun. So basically, like I said, plural nouns they take what e and ending, but then here too is a plural noun in the what accusative case. But because the deity the vinegar doesn't vinegar feel they don't act as deity does. That's why the the technische and Junge has no n ending. But solche, manche, and also beide. They function as what the does, but beide can also, like, it works both ways. You can either say beide wichtige E-Mails wurden gesendet, or you can say beide wichtige, either E with E or with N. It's flexible, okay, like your own choice. But like I said, I'll teach it better and possible. Okay. So beide wichtigen. But if you wrote beide wichtigen, you're also correct. But then the beide, manche, solche, they function as der, die, das. D, let me say D, because they are quantifiers for plural nouns. You can only use, yeah, you can also use solche for like singular. But basically, it's function as der, die, das. So solche, manche, und beide. They function as D for plural now. D. So here, the wichtigen E-Mails. Okay, because I said plural nouns. D takes what? When there's an adjective describing plural nouns, in all cases they take what? E and ending. Okay, so manche, beide, and solche, they function as D, but viele und wenige. Feeling, I mean, yeah, 100% sure, because I think feeling works both ways, but then we take it right now as feeling und wenige. They are not used as, they don't function as their leaders. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you just write them down, like, okay. I hope so you wrote all the sentences down. Because German is progressive, okay. What you don't understand today, you understand tomorrow, provided like you still have you wrote something up. So that's when it comes up again in the future, you'll be like, oh yeah, so that's why it was so good. So I'm saying I will teach it alone, the quantifiers. Okay, we have alle, we have merere, we have plenty. Okay, plenty quantifiers for plural nouns. They are for countable and not uncountable nouns. Okay, yeah. We will learn them separate, but then I think that's in, it's either B1 and then, or it's not B2, it's B2 or B1. You got, like, yeah, grammar combiner, we are done here. 726. Oh, hello. 26. 26.
Yeah, 26. Ich bereite den neuen Bericht vor.
Huh?
Ich bereite den neuen. Oder?
Read the full sentence.
Den neuen, ich bereite den neuen Bericht vor.
So, ich bereite den neuen Bericht vor. I am, vorbereiten means to prepare. Okay, so I am preparing the new report. The Bericht is equal to the report. Okay, the reports is the Bericht. And I know if you got you understood this question, this sentence. Beide wichtigen E-Mails, the wurden here is no conjunctive, there's no umlaut on wurden. So this is the past tense for werden. So werden is what? To become, to get to whatever. Then the past tense is wurde. Okay, past tense is wurde. Then the present perfect ist geworden. Okay, yeah, so in this case, it's the past tense for werden. So they were sent in the passive. Okay, they were sent. You can't use haben gesendet. When you use haben gesendet, you are saying that both important emails had sent. Emails can't send themselves. So like that's the passive. Passive means someone. I always use the example, the car, I am washing the car is active. The car is being washed. The car can't wash itself, but it's being washed. So basically just say the we use werden in German. We use werden to form as the passive sentence. Okay, so like maybe the car is being washed in German. That's Auto wird gewaschen. So the car is becoming washed. That's how it had. So the past tense is wurden. So the both important emails became sent. Okay, I'll take the passive. Don't worry. But then I just wanted to clarify that it's not conjunctive here. Okay. All right. So you're marking writer. Sie schnell, schnell, schnell. Oh,
Sie trägt die schwere Tasche zur Arbeit.
sie trägt die schwere Tasche zur Arbeit. Okay, so it's die Tasche, and the accusative feminine doesn't change. So when I'm saying maybe the heavy bag is on the table still, but die schwere Tasche liegt auf dem Tisch. Okay, still die schwere. Okay, yeah. So she's carrying a heavy bag to work. You should be able to make this simple sentence. Ich trage. I said tragen means to wear and carry. Okay. You can also say he's wearing a heavy bag. But something, oh, I'm wearing a bag. You can also say, but then carry also means tragen. Oh, I'm carrying a heavy sofa in my room. Then what? Ich trage. Who tried that one? I'm carrying. I am carrying a heavy sofa to my room. You know this or like you know this.
Ich trage ein schweres Sofa in meinem Zimmer.
Then no, in when you use the my, I said my room. Okay, so it was in mein Zimmer, not in meinem, because it's wohin. Okay. I know, sir, we didn't use the again, but then it's actively like you're performing the action. You can say in mein Zimmer. So when it's in the past, then you can use it like that. Well, ich habe in meinem Zimmer getragen. That's how, because it's not active, but when it's active, it's wohin, then you have to. You get it. Trage ein schweres, okay, because I know the sofa didn't come. Ein schweres sofa, because in the nominative and accusative only masculine changes. So here, ein schweres sofa. If I'm saying a heavy sofa is in my room, ein schweres sofa liegt oder steht in meinem Zimmer. That one is not like it's wo steht in meinem Zimmer. Okay. Es still hat ein schweres in nominative and it still hat ein schweres in what accusative because only masculine changes. Okay, that's good. We're done. And here, Akzent 20.
Wir bestellen das warme Essen online.
Wir bestellen das warme Essen online. Okay. Yeah. Please, the others you have to talk with. Like I don't know, so you guys will understand. Just you just ask, okay? Because you have to ask. Else, if you're not asking questions, then it's assumed that you understand. So if you understand, then you have to give your answers. Nein, 20.
Ich schlafe. But information names too. I don't know, nobody will talk.
Er holt
Ihr holt
kleinen Kinder ab.
Die kleinen Kinder ab. Yeah. Here is what plural accusative. Okay, and I said whether it's a nominative, accusative, nominative or accusative. Okay, plural, nominative, accusative, dative, or genitive. When there's an article, when there's an article and it's describing the plural noun, it takes what an en ending in all cases. Okay, en ending in all cases. Okay, when like the definite article is used, let me give that clause. When the definite article is used, because we have sometimes you have to use we have the plural noun. They can be used as null article. Okay, when there is a null article with an adjective, then you get the then like the ending like wouldn't be er, but then depending if it were e to er for, but then we get the yeah. So 30.
Ich lade einen alten Freund ein.
Ja, ich lade einen alten Freund. Ja. Wir inviten an old friend. Ja. 21, 31.
Sie macht
Sie
eine
macht
kaputte Tür auf.
Ja, sie macht eine kaputte Tür auf. Aufmachen means to open. So she's opening at a broken door. Yeah.
Wir fühlen
Zwei,
das Formular aus.
wir fühlen ein langes Formular aus. Ausfüllen means to fill out. Ausfüllen. So we are filling out a form. In English, you say you are filling a form. In German, you say you are filling out. And we use the ausfüllen. Okay. Ich fühle ein langes Formular aus. Ja. Und 33.
Sie packt ihre Personalisten Sachen ein.
Was? Sie packt ihre was?
Personalisten, oder?
Persönlichen Sachen ein. Einpacken means to pack in. Okay. She's packing in. Okay, it's like she's packing in her personal stuff, like packing in a suitcase or anything. You hear?
Ich drücke meinen aktuellen Lieblingslauf aus.
Ich drücke meinen aktuellen Lebenslauf aus. Ausdrucken means to print out. Then der Lebenslauf is the CV. Der Lebenslauf. That's why ich drücke meinen aktuellen Lebenslauf aus. And drucken. We have drucken with umlaut and drucken on the umlaut. So drucken und drucken. Okay. Knows the Irish. Drucken und drucken. Okay. Yeah. Drucken is like pressing. The one with umlauts like pressing, like then when it's combined with different prefixes, they form different. So ausdrucken means to express. Then eindrucken is to impress. Okay, they also it's different. Like this, I just want you to know that it's different. The one with umlaut and the one without umlaut. The one without umlaut means to print. Okay, yeah, that's why the printer is the drucker. Okay. All right. 35.
Ihr sucht seinen. Ihr sucht seinen verlorenen Ausweis.
Verlorenen. Okay.
Verlorenen.
Yeah. verloren. And I know because you cut the en is already there, but the en belongs to the verb. In other in English, you can use the past tense as adjectives. Okay, the past tense can be used as an adjective. Sorry, it's not past tense. Sorry, the the past participle can be used as an adjective. So here, the lost ID. So he's looking for his lost ID. Okay, can also say the positive participle for different verbs. You can say the taking phone. Okay, when in the nominative say the taking phone had like I know say that it makes sense. The taking phone is on the table. I just want to use it as so again, the genomen, because the present perfect is genomen. Okay, it's what that's genomen handy with so you can use the passive just like in English. Sorry, you can use the participle, the past participle, the participle as adjectives. So it's same in Germany. So here the verb is verlieren. Okay, then the past tense is verlo. Then the present perfect is hat verloren. If you say you have lost something, then maybe it's having my handy verloren. So I'm saying that the present perfect or the participle, the past participle can be used as adjectives, just like in English and just like in German. Okay, so or maybe what was it? We have finden, then the past tense is fan, then the present perfect is what gefunden. So you can gefunden, you can use a gefunden. Okay, the found man. Okay, the found man is at the airport, but but der gefundene man ist am Flughafen. Do you get it? Yeah. So it's the same in German. You can use the positive to form adjectives. So when even though they ends with what or yeah, I think all of them ends with en. Still, if you have to add an en, you have to add it. Okay, yeah. So 36 will be Sie ruft ihren Kollegen an.
Sie ruft ihren netten Kollegen an.
Yeah. And netten, the Kollegen here is masculine. Okay, I know, so you say that, but then Kollege, so Kollege is a weak noun. Their Kollege for masculine is a weak noun. It takes what an N and then in the what accusative. So it's one Pierre Kollege. I said we have weak nouns out there. Okay, there are some weak nouns out there. Yeah, so their Kollege. Okay, accusative nominative is their colleague, but in accusative it will take an N. So in this case, it's still singular. Okay, although I know so the plural for colleague itself is also what the Kollegen. Yeah, so you may be tempted. But my colleague they have the same spelling, so like how will I know? Yeah, but then in written, but then when you are saying it, then you have to be careful because you know what's in your head. You know the type of colleague you're talking about, whether you're talking about the colleague, the masculine, accusative, and dative. Because in the dative and accusative, they take what the plural, the singular takes what an end. And example, we have the remains. Okay, the remains. When you say I see the human, it's the head dimension. It takes what an n ending. Okay, although they remains the human alone is masculine, so they are masculine. They're weak nouns. They take what n endings and accusative, dative. Aside nominative, they take n endings in all the rest of the case. Accusative, dative, and what genitive. Clear? All right. So here.
Wir nehmen unsere dicken Jacken mit.
Yeah. Wir nehmen unsere Decken. Yeah. Because plural what now? Decken. Plural now. Jacken. Yet we are going along or we are taking along our heavy jackets. Okay, yeah. So in German we have dünne Jacke and dicke Jacke. Dune is like light jacket, then deke. So inventor trägt man immer dicke jacken. Okay, immer dicke jacken. Okay, here.
Sie probiert ihre neue Schuhe an. Eure.
Sie probiert eure so
Eure.
neuen. Ja, eure neuen. Probiert eure neuen Schuhe an, because it's plural. The shoe is plural. So what the shoe here. Single shoe is the shoe is what their shoe. Okay, singular. Then plural is the shoe. Okay, it's plural. And I said all plural articles describing plural nouns, they take what? En ending. Okay. And I've said it many times in these lessons, but I'm going to keep on repeating it. The mine, kind, possessive articles, negation, kind, they functions as what? Indefinite articles, just like ein. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. 39.
Ich öffne ein schweres Paket.
Ja, ich öffne ein schweres Paket. Schweres, okay. Don't say schweres, say schweres, okay. In this sentence, this act on drives, it doesn't make sense. So, like, it makes sense to some extent. She is trying you guys your new shoe. Okay, yeah, maybe it can like it doesn't make sense because normally maybe she's trying her like maybe her new shoes. That makes sense. So let's use ire. Yeah. But then, like, depending on context, you can also use oil when maybe the shoe belongs to a group of people, then someone else is trying it. So it depends on the context. But then our context here, we are learning German, we have no confusion. So she's trying her new shoes. So sie probiert ihre neuen Schuhe. Klar? All right, so here, 40.
Bringt ein kaltes Getränk mit.
Bringt ein kaltes Getränk mit. He's bringing a cold drink along. Yeah. Wir lernen dort. Oh yeah, was I said the functions are indefinite articles. So basically just ein and eine. So there's no dear leaders there. So we have to the adjective has to take the ending of the dear leaders. So what we are learning kind was
Schweres Wort.
schweres Wort. We are not learning any schwer is heavy and difficult. But then if you want to say difficult itself, then we need the schwierig. Okay, so we are not learning any heavy word, okay, any difficult word. So it depends on the context of how you want to use it. Okay. Basically just like seeing okay there. Okay, like the I. So then we are learning I schweres. Okay. We are learning a heavy word or a difficult word. Okay. Those are the kind functions just like I. Okay. Different articles because it doesn't contain the DD does, then the adjectives have to take so what it to
Sie verschiebt jeden wichtigen Termin.
jeden wichtigen. und, verschieben heißt bedeutet, verschieben means to postpone or reschedule. Okay. So she reschedules every important appointment. So here you see the year that the still functions like the daily does. Like maybe she is rescheduling every another. She reschedules the important term then. Okay, be then again. So she's rescheduling this important term verschiebt diesen wichtigen. Okay. Brown,
Ich entscheide mich für ein günstiges Angebot.
Ja, ich entscheide mich für ein günstiges, yes, das Angebot. Günstiges, günstiges. Ja, cheap, cheap offer. Das Angebot ist Special Offer. Wurde Offer, das, so, sich entscheiden. Okay, it's reflexive. Sich entscheiden means to decide. So I am deciding for. In German, that's how we use it. In English, I am deciding to. Maybe I know you're making in English. Maybe like normally, if you want to say maybe I am choosing. I am choosing. Maybe I am choosing this laptop. Okay, German, like you won't say I am choosing. You say I am deciding for this laptop. Okay, it's like even choose is like some say there's something that depending on context. Choose in English sometimes instead of saying choosing, it's like when you say maybe when you're picking options out of things, German we say I'm deciding, you're deciding for. But English you say I'm choosing. Okay, ich entscheide mich für diesen günstigen Laptop. Because fear is what is an accusative preposition. Okay. So I'm saying that depending on context, we are talking about choosing something out of plenty things. Germans, we won't say choose. Choose is wählen. Or the select is auswählen. We won't say wähle. Normally, it's not common. They will say, oh, I'm deciding for this one. And it's used with fear. And it's reflexive. Sich entscheiden für. When you're saying you are deciding for. I'm saying, for example, maybe I am choosing German out of Canada and it's entscheiden mich für Deutschland. Okay, that's how we use it. We don't normally you hardly hear someone say I am choosing Germany out of. We just say I am deciding for. Basically, we are saying like we choose depending on the context, whether it's past or whatever. Yeah. Do we get it? So then here, fear of your sake. Okay. What brand yesterday? If there's no ginger in your beer, we are catch a reaction.
Sie vergleicht beide ähnliche Preise. Am I correct?
Yeah, because I said by the functions as both, we can use by the as definite article or indefinite article, okay? But then by the normally, like no, normally, like you are grammatically correct, okay? But I'm saying that sometimes you prefer to use the n to like when it's functioning as a definite article, you know what it will be like maybe she's comparing the same price, like the ähnlichen Preise. So can I say she's comparing both same price. So it's effect like by the ähnlichen Preise, just like the, assuming it's the. So it functions like definite article. So the adjective has to take what an n ending, but then your answer is also correct. So you can choose to by the. It's not false. Either you make it function as what a D does, or you just leave it. Do you get it? Beide manche. You can choose to. Yeah. Beide manche. You can choose to. Yeah. So here is plural. It's there. Price is singular. Then the plural is die Preise. Okay. Then here, 45. Vergleichen means to compare. Ich führe diese Aufgabe durch. Durchführen means to carry out.
Ich führe diese komplizierte Aufgabe durch.
Komplizierte. Die Aufgabe ist plural.
Okay.
Sorry, singular. It's singular, sorry. Mein Bad. Mein Bad. Mein Bad. Plural is die Aufgaben with N. Ja, komplizierte. 100% correct. Entschuldigung. Yeah. So I'm carrying out this complicated exercise. So ihr besucht alle oder Kurse. In English, you say he's attending the course or the school. In German, you say he's visiting. Okay, use it. So say attend, use besuchen. So besuchen is not only for visiting people, but also to attend. So ihr besucht alle. Aha, that's good. Let's see. Let's see your answer.
Okay, let me try. Ihr besucht alle intensive Kurse.
Yeah, but alle is fixed, unlike manche and beide. They are all quantifiers, okay? But alle is fixed. When you use an alle plus adjectives, okay, then you have to use alle as definite article to put the intensiven Kurse, okay? So alle is functioning as the intensiven. Okay. Like you didn't know, like you haven't touched. I said they are quantifiers, okay? So alle, manche, they are quantifiers, okay? They are quantified. They are used to describe plural nouns, okay? Some, both, okay? They are plural nouns, okay? So manche, beide, okay? They are used. You can choose to use them as definite article or just leave them like that, okay? As mood article. But then for I don't mind sure on by the yeah, but for alle is alle functions at the plural. So then you have to work the intensiven Kurse because singular is their course. Okay. Yeah. You write it down, okay? Just write it down. Like future it will make sense, okay? The quantifiers there, like if you don't get it now, there's no problem. Quantifiers, I use them as null articles, as in omono, you have to still use what end with what e is wichtige viele, okay? But beide solche manche, they can choose to either use them as definite articles as or null articles to assume they are not there. Okay, you can choose to then if they are not there, then they have no effect on what the adjective. So it just basically just add your e. But alle is fixed. When you use alle as a quantifier, then the adjective following alle has to take what an en. Just like alle, just like the. Ja, absolut, yes.
Wir hören laute elektronische Musik.
Ja.
We didn't do 47 or
You said? What is it?
did we answer
Ah, yeah.
47?
Sorry. So she beendet jeden test schnell. She completes, she ends. The ending means to complete or to end. It's not be ended, it's be ended. Be suchen. The main verb here is suchen and the main verb here is ending. So the be here is a prefix, it's be. Okay. Sie beendet jeden test schnell. Every written test. The test is masculine. No, you shouldn't. You should just give me the answer first. Schriftlichen. Yeah. Let me see. Was ist das? Sie beendet jeden schriftlichen Test schnell. Und hier, lauter here is what? An adjective. Elektronischer is also what? Adjective. English, does it work? We are listening to, yeah, in English it works. You can use many what adjectives. Like, but normally in German, it's comma. It's like, you like the one if I add comma. Yeah, what totally yeah. Wir hören laute elektronische Musik. They are both adjectives and they are qualifying what? Music. We are listening to loud electronic music. Yeah. But here, but then you can choose not to. I think most of the time they are playing, so then you have to put comma. All right, so ich starte ein Training. Training is das Training.
Ich
starte
starte ein Kurses.
Kurses. Not cool. Kurses. Kurses. Ja. Kurses. Du hast recht, aber Kurses, okay? Kurses. In Ghana, you English there or and I say tree there or because I don't know the it's not the not the no, like almost to be a kind of tree great, why the associated with you. I'm like, oh, this is even cheaper and the US are not playing. So like why I didn't get a kind of or even call like almost all like German learners from Ghana. The U is all like strong. Okay, U is named Chiu Moon. U the Ulrich, not all. Okay. Yeah. So ich starte ein kurzes Training. Yeah. So here, starten, yeah, starten. You can also say ich fange, but when you say I am starting, when you use fangen, fangen is used with mit. And ich fange mit einem kurzen Training an. Okay. But when you use beginne and starten, then you won't use any mit. Ich beginne ein kurzes Training. But when you use anfangen is used with mit. Okay, you can say ich fange ein kurzes Training an. Now, ich fange mit, I am starting with. But when you use beginne und starten itself, then there's no need for you to use that mit. Klar? All right, so ihr trägt einen Dot. You guys should even read them as well.
Ihr trägt einen warmen Mantel.
Yeah,
Correct.
ihr trägt, yeah, correct. Ihr trägt einen warmen Mantel an. Hey, not even an, yeah. Ihr trägt einen warmen Mantel. So I the one. $51. Ah, Merere. Sini Baedi, anybody Baedi.
Again,
Yeah.
We
So
are
Merere,
saying Merere.
Shune.
Shuni
Merere, yeah,
Wonen
Merere,
Wonungen
the Merere,
and
Venige, own File. They have no impact on the adjectives. They are just used like basically we assume that they are not there. Okay. We assume they are not there. Okay. So they have no effect on the adjectives, like adjectives describing plural nouns. Mehrere, wichtige, sorry, wenige und viele. Aber manche beide, solche, yeah, or you can choose to, but alle is fixed. Alle functions as yeah, the so normal idea. So mehrere means several. So wir sehen mehrere schöne Wohnungen an. We are like ansehen, like we are looking like most of the time, like visiting, like visiting, like maybe you guys are going to visit many apartments, several beautiful apartments. Okay, then you can also use ansehen. We are seeing. Oh, I have an English sometimes say UK. They say I'm seeing an apartment. Yeah, but in German normally we say besichtigen. We use besichtigen more. So normally so wir besichtigen mehrere schöne Wohnungen an. Okay. Yeah. But like I said, please write it down. Okay. So I said quantifiers. So quantifiers that works as like that's the functions as D is like fixed ones. The function ima as D as definite article D. D is what alle. There are some alle, yeah. But sometimes feel it confusing. Like I don't know why right now. But then the ones you can choose to either like make them have impact on the adjectives is either beide, manche, solche. Okay, you can either choose them, you can either make them function as what? D, or you just leave them like that. Okay. But wenige, viele, or still at viele, mehrere, we add them to the third group, they have no what impact on the adjective describing what plural nouns. Okay, that's why still is what's shooting. Okay, then sie nimmt keinen.
Sie nimmt keinen privaten Anruf an.
Yeah, privat. Yeah. Unnaming means to accept, and sometimes unnaming means to accept and to guess. Raten also means to guess, or to assume. Yeah, unnaming to assume or to accept. So ich nehme an, dass er morgen kommt. I am assuming he comes tomorrow. Okay, right. Annehmen. It means to accept or to assume. Okay. Yeah. So ich, yeah. Next one. The Datei is singular. We met it above, like we met it up there. Then the plural is the Dateien. Yeah, the Dateien, the plural. So here, the what? Mouse. Give me a mouse.
Ich speichere deine wichtigen Dateien.
Wichtige, ja. Wichtige. Okay. Wichtigen Dateien. Speichern. I said speichern means to save something digitally. Then the written is to save life. Then what's the other save? To save, to conserve. Like maybe I'm conserving my battery. Spare meine art battery. Maybe you're conserving battery. You are saving energy. Spare energy. I'm saving money. Spare geld. But written is for saving life. They all means to save, but then their usage is different. Then speichern means to save something digitally. Yeah. So don't say ich rette deine wichtige Dateien. Yeah. You are not saying when you say I'm saving and use rate, it means you are saving the life, but yeah, it has nothing to do with. So, yeah. So 54.
Je benutzt sein altes Tablet.
No, das ist einfach für ein altes Tablet. Und
Sie bereitet frisches what grünen
Is it?
Gemüse zu, oder?
grünes, why are you saying grün?
I was talking about that.
The freshest here is also an adjective, and here
Grünes.
das Gemüse
I
can
thought
be used.
vegetables are plural. Okay,
Yeah,
that's Gemüse.
das Gemüse, yeah, and like they are not used as definite article normally. You don't say I am buying the groceries. You don't say I am buying. Sorry, I'm buying the vegetables. I am buying vegetables. So it's used like no article. That's why there's no das. Okay. Like I'm buying water. You won't say I'm buying that's Vasa. You don't use it like that. Okay. So there are some nouns that we use them as null articles. Okay. So with null articles for the singular, or they take them. The endings goes to, you know, I need Vasa. Ja, so sie bereitet frisches grünes Gemüse zu. Und hier zubereiten means to prepare food. Okay, so I said, instead of saying ich wache 6 Uhr morgen auf, then ich frühstücke 6 Uhr, that is correct. Okay, you can either use frühstücken, I eat breakfast, and frühstücken as the verb here, or ich habe mein Frühstück I have my breakfast at order. Correct German would have to use what zubereiten means to prepare. You can say, ich bereite mein Frühstück. Okay, I prepare my breakfast zu zubereiten. Okay, ich bereite 6 oder halb the time my Frühstück zu esse bevor ich zur Arbeit gehe. Yes. Okay, you can also use zubereiten. Okay, I prepare my breakfast. Klar. Was haben but this exercise is easy, but it's good. Like you have to write, you have to read, you have to talk. It makes sense. It makes sense, but then like stressful, I get it. But then you have to, because I can tell you, say like all these sentences, like sentence never if you can make these sentences alone. Okay, you can if you can make these sentences alone, like YouTube C1 almost. I know it's like they're just basic, but then like sometimes when you are trying to, even more B2B C1, sometimes like you have to think hard before making these sentences. Okay, so if you can make these sentences like off head and like add the correct adjective declination to the like, it means you've made enough progress. Okay, yeah, because all the words here you already have them in your vocabularies. So you have them. The ones are in you and I explain. So basically, it means that you should be able to make these sentences without thinking twice. Klar. All right, so yeah.
Okay.
Hmm? Yeah. Is this
you making it often? Maybe I will take it off.
No, I'm not saying it's like no, but then Just move on. Yeah,
Ich
56.
helfe dem neuen Teilnehmer beim Lernen.
So
Ich
ich
helfe
helfe,
dem neuen, oder? Dem neuen Teilnehmer.
ich nehme dem neuen Teilnehmer beim Lernen. Okay. So helping. In English, you say I am helping. I'm helping with. Okay. Maybe I help. No, with. I help my child with maybe a homework. So in German, we use by to say the thing that you're helping someone with. Help them neuen Teilnehmer. Jemand ist der Teilnehmer. That is from which verb?
Nehmen.
Teilnehmen. That is from teilnehmen. Teilnehmen means to partake
I
or to
thought
take part. Der Teilnehmer is the partaker. Okay. And it's from the verb teilnehmen. Okay. Yeah. So der Teilnehmer means is the partaker, and the plural is just you have to change this the definite article to D. It's have the same spellings. Okay. But in this case, they said them, so you already know that it's what their Teilnehmer, singular person. So it's helping them knowing Teilnehmer by learning, helping him with learning. You can say maybe in the evening I help my mom with cooking. Instead of saying I cook in the evening, ich koche my evening session. You cannot like we are advancing, so you can say am Abend helfe ich meine Mutter beim Kochen. Okay, cooking here will be used as what? A noun. That's cooking. I said all nouns can be used as what? Nouns. All verbs can be used as nouns. Okay. Yeah. But others have specific nouns. Okay. Yeah. Did you guys get me?
yeah.
Okay, so here. Sie antwortet der Kunden sofort.
Sie antwortet der verärgerten Kunden sofort. Verärgerten.
Verärgerten. The angered clients. Here is feminine Kunden. Okay. Der Kunde is masculine. Feminine client, feminine customer is die Kunden. Okay, yeah. So she answered the angered female client, female customer immediately. Okay, and I said it's participle, past, present perfect. They can be used as what? As adjectives. Okay, for example, the lost phone. Das gefundene Handy. Ein gefundenes Handy. Okay, yeah. So basically, the verb is verärgern. Verärgern means to anger. Okay, so maybe you are angering me. Du verärgerst mich. Maybe now is annoying. Okay, so the past, the present perfect is verärgert. Okay, verärgert, hat verärgert. So the verärgert here can be used as what? An adjective to describe a noun. So the angered client immigrating. New immigration, immigrating. So forth highs immediately. Okay, yeah. Unantwortet is dative. If I'm saying I'm answering you, it was ich antworte dir, not ich antworte dich. Ich antworte dir. I am answering to you. Okay. Yeah. Unless I'm saying I am.
What about beantworten?
Yeah, antworten und beantworten. Beantworten is I am answering your question, so it's beantworte deine Frage. Okay, but then when I'm saying I am answering you as in person, then we use antworten directly. Then beantworten is used to maybe I'm answering particular thing. Maybe I am answering the chef. When I'm saying I am answering the chef, then what is antworte dem Chef? Or maybe ich habe dem Chef geantwortet. Okay, but I'm saying I'm answering questions, or maybe then it's beantworte Fragen, and it's not dative. Beantworten to say you are answering someone is dative. Klar? Okay.
Nicht klar. So, die Antwort ist mir vor. No living things, Anna.
Yes, and non-living thing, they both means answer, but then if you want to say you're answering someone, when you use the beantworted is like beantworted is accusative and antworten is dative. But when I say I'm answering you, it's antworte dia. I was say if I want to say beantworten to say I have answered you, it have been this beantworted. But I'm saying it's not common. We prefer to use the antworten in dative. Like we use the then beantworten for maybe I've answered questions, maybe I'm answering something that's like, yeah, basically what you just explained. But then when you have to use the beantworten, means you're answering rule, then it's accusative, it's beantworted-ish. Okay, but antworten is dative, it's antworte dir. That's their usage is different. One is accusative, one is dative. When you have to use the antworten plus maybe you're answering my questions, then it's antworte auf deine Frage. You have to use the preposition auf. So that's why preferably that's what works for me. I prefer to use the maybe answering question is beantworte Fragen or is beantworte die Fragen. Then when I'm talking to someone, maybe respond like answering someone, then I use the antworten. Klar? So you can choose to use beantworten or antworten, but you just have to know that if you are using beantworten to say you're answering someone and you use beantworten, then you have to use it in what accusative is beantworted-ish, but then get antworten is used when you're saying you're answering the person directly, then you have to be dative. Antworten is dative and beantworten is not neutral. Okay. Hello? Just we are type search GPT. The usage between the antworten and antworten. Just to extensively about the difference between antworten and the antworten. There are some things it's this German journey. There are things that you have to learn them on your own. You will be able because me this thing will be any catcher me. I learned it and I used it. So as I say, so there are some things I have to because we go have probably me explain it, my explanation won't get it, but at the end of the day, that's the usage that worked for me, and I still use it up till now, and it's still grammatically correct. Okay, yeah. So I prefer to use the antworten to say I'm answering you directly. Then I use the be antworten for maybe answering like normally questions. Okay, different nouns. But then person like I use the antworten. Okay, but when you have to use the antworten, maybe I'm answering your questions, then you have to use the preposition of a jumamami. That's why I prefer to use the beantworten. Yeah. So they're just what view microphone? Do you want to say something?
Yeah, there.
Yeah. So you write it down then. Yeah. All right, yeah.
Okay. Vertraut dem technischen System nicht.
Technician, yeah. To them, yeah, really not unfortunately, yeah. There's some people. I'm answering the emails. Okay, I won't use antworten. I'll use beantworte. So it's beantworte the emails. Okay, then when I'm saying I'm answering someone, when I use antworten, then saying answering things out there, then I use beantworten. But I can still use beantworten for. But yes, you search it, then they're very working for you. Okay. 59 59 and 60, and then it'll be done because I will send the solution to the group, then you write the rest down. 59.
Wir erklären den jungen Schülern die Aufgabe.
Ja. Den jungen Schulen die Aufgabe. Dative pronoun. Sorry, dative noun. So it is what an N. An N. So is der Schüler a singular? A singular for what? Male students or a small boy. Then the feminine is die Schülerin. Okay. Female. Yeah. But the plural is still die Schüler. Okay, but here because dative cases, plural nouns takes what? N is in dative case. That's why the N is at the end of the Schüler. Okay, because it doesn't end with what? Either S or N. So you have to add an N in what? Dative plural nouns. Then 60. I need a new mouse. Oh, Jesus.
60.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ich gratuliere einem freundlichen Kollegen.
Yeah. I am congratulating a friendly colleague. Okay. Ich gratuliere einem freundlichen Kollegen. Okay. A friendly colleague. And I explained it's still what the verb is so singular, dear colleague, but then it's a weak now and it takes what an N ending in what both accusative, dative, and genitive. But in accusative, it's still dear colleague, only N. Okay. Yeah. It's a weak male noun, masculine nouns. They are plenty. They are not plenty, but they are also out there. Then sie hört eine Lehrerin aufmerksam zu. Aufmerksam means attentively. I want to say in German, I want to say I am drawing your attention. Ich mache dich aufmerksam. Okay. Yeah, making you attention. Then so zuhören means to listen to. To listen to. Okay, when you say ich höre Musik, it still means in German, it doesn't mean I listen to music, it means I hear music. Okay, but then it still means I listen to music. But when you say you are listening to someone, person, we use zuhören. When you say you are listening to radio, we say ich höre radio. I am hearing radio, but basically it still means I am listening to radio. But when you say you are listening to someone, I'm listening to you. To you, maybe to listening to the teacher, listening to his father, then it's what zuhören, and zuhören is dative. I say if I'm saying, oh, I'm listening to you, you can talk. Ich höre dir zu. Okay, yeah. But when you use just the hören is accusative, but zuhören is dative. Okay, so sie hört einer erfahrenen, an experienced female teacher attentively. Then folgen is dative. Folgen means to follow. Folgen means to follow. So ihr folgt einem schwarzen Auto.
Yeah.
Okay, so begegnen means to encounter, to meet, to encounter. Okay, so but begegnen is like well, you can also maybe I met him in the market. Okay, unless maybe like the meeting was planned, then oh we shall be in supermarket getroffen. Okay, but like when it's not planned, like encounter. Oh, I encountered, but I met him. Then we use begegnen. Okay, so begegnen can be used in that context. But when you say it's begegnen in supermarket, then it means it was zufällig, like you weren't expecting. Oh, I met him. Okay, but it also means to encounter. So we want to say we encountered no problem. Then wir begegnen keinen ersten Problem. We didn't encounter any serious problem. Ersten. Ernsten, yeah, it's not ersten. Ernsten. Ernst means serious. Ernst, because everybody is too in ernst. Are you serious? Do you mean it seriously? Then- So beginning means to encounter, and I'm saying that we can also use it to say you met someone, but then if it wasn't planned, then we use beginning. But then if the meeting was planned, then we use treffen. Okay, yeah. Like it means encounter. I encountered him at the supermarket. It wasn't planned. You encountered it. Okay, you encountered him. Okay, in that case, when you tell you're talking to a German and you want to say, "Oh, you met your brother in the supermarket," and you are saying maybe like it want to say it was planned, then it's treffen. But when you tell a German in your own head, you want to say that, oh, you encountered your brother, like it wasn't planned, and you still use treffen. The German will assume that, oh, it was planned. Okay, when you want to mean that it wasn't planned, then you can also use begegnet, and it's also be what dative. It's begegnet ihm. Okay, past tense. Yeah. Klar.
The still begin.
Begegnete. That's it. I knew. When you said like we can't hear you, but then it shall be im supermarkt begegnet. Simple. Yeah, because DT and them, so it's begegnete. The past tense is begegnete. Hey, can't remember me. Hey, as I can't graduate German, no, no, yeah, so the past tense begegnete. How begegnet, yeah. Ja, das ist alles. So, Sister, ne, ist, sie fährt mit meinem jungen Bruder. Jungen, ja. So I'll send the solutions to the group, then you compare your answers. Just you can these sentences here, you can go through them like maybe 3 days interval. Go through them and just you shouldn't just be reading through. Like take your time, maybe and then you do maybe 50. Then following day, do another 50, maybe 2 days later, you leave it, then you come back to it, okay? Because basically, all this, the nouns, the verbs used here, they are just A1, A2, and even B1. Okay, they are. I'm just like they are just words that you will use it because we don't have outside hearing. We don't have any a C1 German B for hearing. It's still hearing. The mutter is still the mutter. Okay, but then being able to be flexible with the language, being able to put things here, put other things that form sentences with those nouns, and then make you but like good in the language. Okay, so sometimes it's not just about learning big nouns, big verbs. Okay, but then with the basic ones you use, being flexible with it, being able to like show your creative power, starting the sentence with adverbial place of time, starting your sentences, maybe the quantifiers and all that. Okay, just being able to apply them and the church, so like you have a good command of the language. Okay, so you can just these sentences is gratulate this sentence. I am congratulating my old friend. I can even change it to I am congratulating the experience. Okay, just merge it, exchange them, form different nouns, speak it out. Okay, German and when you if someone tells me this sentence, wir begegnen keinen ersten Problemen, I will assume that the person has a good understanding of the language. Okay, I won't even place the person on any level of German. It's not important. At the end of the day, the person was able to express his or himself well. Okay, yeah, that's with the language learning. So, young boy, please, we have to be coming exactly at 5 because next week onwards, my plan is changing. So, like Mondays and Tuesdays in particular, I won't be able to meet you at that time. I'll be going to work on Mondays and Tuesdays, but Wednesdays, Thursday, Fridays, no, I will be available in the evening at 5, but Mondays, Tuesdays. So, like, if you don't come early, I'm not going to say before that 15 minutes, no, you guys, you don't come. The person can't even talk, so you can't even have the class with the person. So, it's like a big catch. I'm doing everything I can. You have to also push yourself to. I know say it's not easy. We can say easy, but then it's just continuous working. And if sometimes if you get lazy, you can just do away with it. But then make sure say Don't leave any stones unturned. Okay, just keep on learning. Just keep on learning. It makes sense with time. Okay.
Yeah, danke.
All right. So tomorrow.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro.